Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvan Utibhisida Sadanam Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. Dear friends, in the last class we were reading the 8th shloka of the 7th Adhyaya. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavas sarvavedeshu shabdakhe paurusham drushu. That is the 8th shloka. The context is, we are seeing what is the para prakriti, that is the superior prakriti of Brahman, and what is the apara prakriti, that is the inferior prakriti of Brahman. One is called the kshetrajna prakriti, that is the seer or the observer, and the other is the kshetra prakriti or the seen, the seer and the seen or the observed. So these two things we have been seeing. One is the sentient and one is the insentient. So that prakriti we have been seeing. And in the earlier mantra he said, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. I am the cause. I am the cause means not directly the cause, not directly the upadana nimitta karana, but through the medium of Maya. Through the medium of Maya, I am the cause for this universe, for the whole para prakriti and also apara prakriti. And beyond me there is nothing. So that is what he said. And in this shloka also I read and explained the word by word meaning. Rasaha aham asmi. Apsu. I explained this word, they say every word of this shloka. Aham, apsu rasaha. I am the essence. I am that rasa tanmatra. Apas tanmatra in that whatever in that waters. And then I am the teja tanmatra in sun and the moon. And then pranavaha sarvavedeshu. I am that pranava, that onkara in the entire Vedas. Sarvavedeshu, Shabdaha Khe, I am that Shabda Tanmatra in that Akasha, and I am that Paurusham in the Nrushu. Nrushu means among the humans, among the men. I am that Paurusham, that Purushasya Bhavam Paurusham, that whatever is called manhood, I am that. So that is what he was saying. Let us see the Bhashyam. So which means in this particular thing, in this shloka and also in the next shloka, he is covering these 5 tanmatras. 5 tanmatras. Tanmatra, tanmatra is the say bhuta, pancha bhutas are there, these 5 elements. Before they are formed into this visible 5 elements, that is their invisible form or the rudimentary form, or that say before the panchikaranam has taken place, before all these 5 say elemental forms have joined and then they have they have manifested into visible forms. Before that thing has happened, whatever was the rudimental form is called the tanmatra. That alone, tanmatra means that alone. So Prithvi tanmatra is something which is not seen. Prithvi is seen. Prithvi is hard, it is solid, and then it can be perceived by all the 5 senses. But Prithvi tanmatra is something which cannot be seen, because that Prithvi tanmatra, it is only when it interacts with this apa tanmatra, tejo tanmatra, vayu tanmatra and all that, only then they come together and then they become visible. They acquire matter, let us say, to use a modern word, and they become visible. So till that time they are not visible. They are not visible. So that is and that tanmatra is the thing which is also the cause for the indriyas. That also we have seen both in Kathopanishad and also here. Tanmatra is responsible for the formation of the indriyas. It is the sattvika element of the tanmatra which is getting transformed into the sense organ. So that is what we have seen. So this pranava is that onkara. That also I explained. Prakrushto navaha, pranavaha. That which is always fresh. That is one explanation. The other meaning is nu dhatu. Nu also, nu is it means praising. Nu stuyate. Nu stuyate means that is prakarshena stuyate. That is that which is praised very much, that which is always sung, that which is always invariably sung in all contexts. So that is what is pranava. So there are two meanings. One that is beyond time, prakarshena navaha. Even when all this Srishti, Sthiti, Laya and all the cycles are over, even then this pranava is one thing which is existing. That is one meaning. The other meaning is, this is something which is prakarshena stuyate, that which is sung always, that which is say greatly sung. So prakarshena stuyate iti pranavaha. So sarva vedeshu, then shabdah khe paurusham rushu. Let us see the bhashyam. Rasoham apam yah saraha sa rasaha tasmin rasabhute mayi apaha protaha ityarthaha. So tasmin rasabhute mayi, in me who am that essence of that waters, and all these waters, they are all protaha. Protaha, I explained that word Otaprota. Otaprota means that is the longitudinal threads and also the the breadthwise, the lengthwise and also breadthwise threads which are there in a woven in a cloth. They are called Otaprota. So when he says that rasam is protam in me, rasam is inhering in me. Rasam is say woven. Rasam cannot be woven into anything. It is only metaphorically we are saying that it is woven into me. Woven into me, it is an integral part of me. It is an inseparable part of me. It is inherent in me. So that is what it means. Metaphorically we have to take that meaning for the word prota. Say rasaha aham apam yasaraha sarasaha. Whatever is that essence in that in the water is called rasa. Rasa means whatever is the essence. Then tasmin rasabhute mayi apaha protaha. Rasabhute mayi means I in whom this rasam is there existing. I am the rasam in that waters. So in that, in me, these waters are all woven. Waters are all inhering. Water is an integral part. So water is not an integral part of Brahman. Water or Tanmatra is an integral part of Maya only. So where he is saying now, when he is saying aham, that is indirect cause. He is not referring to himself as the direct cause. Maya Parinama, we have to remember. Brahma Vivarta, Chaitanya Vivarta. Chaitanya, there cannot be any transformation or there cannot be any modification or any sort of change in that Chaitanya. Only in Maya, which is consisting of three gunas. In those three gunas, these combinations and various combinations, there can be some transformation, there can be various appearances, various manifestations in Maya, but not, say, Brahman. It is only an appearance on Brahman. But whereas in the case of Maya, it is a transformation. Maya is the Parinama Karanam, Parinama Upadana Karanam, and Brahma is supposed to be the Vivarta Upadana Karanam. These two words we have to always remember. Parinama Upadana Karanam and Vivarta Upadana. Vivarta means it is not actually undergoing any change, but it is appearing on that. Why are we saying that? Because Chaitanyam is something which cannot undergo any change. On this Chaitanyam, what part of Chaitanya is forming into the, say, universe? Let us ask a question. Suppose you have got some prajnana ghana, that huge ocean of consciousness or awareness. So what portion of that thing is getting transformed into this, say, matter? So it cannot be said. It is something which is all pervasive, infinite. So then how to account for this, what we are seeing? Then the only way to account for it is that it is an appearance on that Chaitanya. Because that Chaitanya is the substratum, that is the base, that is the, say, like the rope which is the substratum for a snake. This Jagat is something which is there appearing on that Brahman. So that is how we have to understand. Then, Rasabhute Mayi Apaha Protaha. Protaha, as I said, it is an integral part of me. Evam Sarvatra. Evam Sarvatra means likewise you have to apply in all other cases. Then Yatha Aham Apsu Rasaha Evam Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayoho. Shashi Suryayoho means in moon and in the sun. Prabha Asmi. I am that Prabha. Prabha is that brilliance, that shine, that great shine. Prabha. Bha is brilliance. Pra is another upasarga. Prabha means that effulgence, that shine, brilliance, all that thing. I am that Prabha in that Shashi Surya Yoho. Then Pranavaha, Omkaraha, Sarva Vedeshu, Tasmin Pranavabhute Mayi,
Tasmin pranavabhute mayi
Sarve Vedaha Protaha. Okay, Tatha come will come later. Okay, Pranavaha Omkaraha Sarva Vedeshu. So Omkara, the significance of Omkara, I think we studied not here but in Kathopanishad, isn't it? We did not see in Gita. Kathopanishad, while telling about Kathopanishad, I was telling about what is the constitution of Omkara, how that Omkara is analyzed in Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad, it takes into account, or it analyzes the three stages of a human being awareness, that is Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. Jagrat is all the cognitions which a person experiences during the waking state. Nidra is that is Swapna. Swapna is the state where the mind itself creates a universe. That also is an experience, it can't be discarded. While during sleep, you also undergo fear, you have happiness, you have got all experiences as in the wakeful state. Then Sushupti, where you are not aware of anything, but then that intelligence is there. So the three stages of awareness are there. So this Omkara is analyzed as A, U, Ma, that I told in detail in that Kathopanishad thing. That is all sounds. They originate with this Shabda or sound called A. All words which are there in any language in the whole universe, so they all start. Start means not all the words will not start with A, but then A is the primary sound of any language. So the A, U means that the whole Shabdajala, the whole lexicon, the whole diction of any language, all these things they are in that A, U and Ma. Ma means closing. Once you close the lips, then that is the end of all expressions. So between this A, U, Ma, all the lexicon, all the whole literature, the whole words in all the Vedas, they are contained. That is one way in which it was looked at. Then A, U, Ma, they are also compared to the Jagrat state, that is waking state, the dream state, and also the Sushupti state. And beyond that Sushupti, that is called Amatra, that is called Turiya. Turiya means where it is pure consciousness. It is nothing to do with the cognition of the wakeful state, nothing to do with the cognition of the dream state, nothing to do with that Sushupti. It is beyond that, it is called Turiya. It is called Amatra. A, U, Ma are called three matras, the other one is called Amatra. In some texts it is also called Ardhamatra. In some texts means, for example, in Yoga Vasishta, say in Upashama Prakarana, there is a discussion on this Omkara Upasana. Omkara Upasana, there in that Upashama Prakarana, sage Valmiki, he refers to it as Ardhamatra. So anyway, the meaning is one and the same. That is, beyond this all human cognitions is that awareness which is called Turiya, which is called the Brahma Chaitanyam. So that way it is analyzed. So this Pranava is Omkara Sarva Vedeshu. So this Pranava, from the point of view of sounds, it is analyzed that way. From the point of view of human cognition and experience, it is analyzed in a different way. So like that. Pranavaha Omkaraha Sarva Vedeshu. In all the Vedas, this Omkara is me. Then Tasmin Pranava Bhute Mai. In me, who I am that Pranava. Then Sarve Vedaha Protaha. All these Vedas are inherent in me. That means Veda, here you can also say all human knowledge is inhering in that Omkara. All the Vedas are Protaha. Then Tatha Khe Akashe Shabdaha Sarabhutaha Tasmin Mai Kham Protam. So this Shabda Tanmatra, here is referring to this Shabda Tanmatra. Akasha is connected with this Shabda Tanmatra. This Shabda Tanmatra is myself, that is, it is emanating from me. Sarabhute Mai. I am that Sarabhutam, that essence of that Akasha is also me. Shabda Tanmatra is me. Sarabhutaha. Tasmin Mai. In that or in me. That Kham Protam. That Kham means Akasham. Kham is Akasham, Protam means it is woven or it is inhering, it is an integral part of me. So that is how. Then Tatha Paurusham Purushasya Bhavaha Yataha Pum Buddhihin Rushu
Pumbuddhihi nrushu
tasmin mayi
tasmin mayi
purusha protaha.
purusha purotaha.
So here of course it is not very clear how it has to be interpreted. Paurusham, some commentators, in fact Ramaraya, he also says this Paurusham also refers to the human seed, which we call semen. Paurusham Purushasya Bhavaha. Some commentator has written as Paurusham as Shaurya Dhairya Di Rupam. Shaurya Dhairya means valor, courage, strength. So that he said in that way. So there are different ways in which this word Paurusham has been interpreted. So he say here Shankaracharya, he is just leaving it vague. Paurusham Purushasya Bhavaha Yata. Purushasya Bhavaha. Purushasya Bhava means the feeling that I am a man. So that Purushasya Bhava. Purushasya Bhava Yataha Pumbuddhihi Nrushu. Nrushu means among men. Pumbuddhihi. That feeling that I am a man. So that feeling. Tasmin Mayi Purushaha Protaha. In that, this Purushaha Protaha means a man is something which is an inherent part of me. So that is it. So which means maybe Ramaraya also may be right. Because when this is scriptures, they do not hide anything. They discuss all things openly, they don't hide anything. So that is why probably this Pumbuddhi also refers to the masculine nature of any being, not only in a human being but also in an animal, all types of things. Because probably in olden days we are not very sure whether they were aware of the man, woman, that sperm and that other the woman also is responsible for this thing, that womb. So that we are not very sure whether they were aware of it or not. But then here, of course, he is referring to the human or the male component, not to the female component. So this Pumbuddhihi Nrushu Tasmin Mayi Purushaha Protaha. Then the next shloka, let us read the shloka.
Yeah.
Punyo Gandha Pruthivyam Cha
Punyo gandhah pruthivyam cha
Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau
tejaschasmi vibhavasau
Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu
jivanam sarvabhuteshu
Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu.
tapaschasmi tapasvishu.
Okay, Punyo Gandha Pruthivyam Cha Tejaha Cha Asmi Vibhavasau. Punyaha Gandhaha. Aham, this aham is understood here. Aham Pruthivyam Punyaha Gandhaha. Aham, I am that Punyaha Gandhaha, that auspicious, that sacred, that benevolent Gandha. Prithvi is Gandhavati Prithvi. The characteristic of Prithvi is Gandhavati, that which smells. Is the component of Prithvi is there in whatever that smells, that component of Prithvi is there. So that is how we have to take. Even if water is smelling, even if air is smelling, so which means that component of Prithvi is there, and that is how we are getting that smell. So that is it. That Punyo Gandha, that pure, that sanctifying and then very useful, benevolent and helpful Gandha, whatever is that Gandha means, that smell, that is why it is called Punya. And it also refers to this Gandha Tanmatra. The earlier shloka we saw that other Tanmatras, Rapa Tanmatra, Tejas Tanmatra we saw. Here he is referring to this Gandha Tanmatra. Punyo Gandha Pruthivyam. In that Pruthivi, Pruthivyam means in the Pruthivi, Aham Punyaha Gandhaha Asmi. Then Vibhavasau Tejaha Cha Asmi. Cha means and. Vibhavasau. Vibhavasau means in fire. In that Agni, Aham Tejaha Asmi. Teja means, Teja has two components. One is heat and one is light. Both, you can take both things here, the light and also the warmth, because the commentator says Dahana Prakashana Samarthyam. Dahana Samarthyam, that is capacity to burn or produce heat, and also Prakashana, giving light. Both heat and light are combined here. That Tejaschasmi Vibhavasau. In that fire, I am that element which gives heat and also light. Then Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu. Aham Sarvabhuteshu Jivanam Asmi. That is, I am that Jivanam. That is Pranadharana Shakti. That is that ability, ability to live. That Jivanam means by which all beings live or survive. So I am the Jivanam in all that bhutas. And then Tapaschasmi Tapasvishu. Tapasvishu means among the tapasvis. Tapasvi means one who is doing tapas. One who is doing tapas is called a tapasvi. Tapas is all austerities. All austerities. Tapas is in several ways. The literal meaning of tapas is tapa alochane. Tapas does not mean growing beard and sitting there in a jungle and then doing any types of rituals. Tapas is actually ritual, of course. One type of tapas can also involve ritual. But then tapas actually means alochane. Tapa alochane. Because that Upanishad says, tapasa brahma vijignyasasva. You know about Brahman by tapas. Tapas, there the meaning is tapasa alochane. By nididhyasana, by shravana, manana, nididhyasana, you realize Brahman. So that is what that line says. So tapas means all types of austerities. All types of austerities which go for, disciplining the mind. There are so many processes for disciplining the mind which we saw in that Dhyana Yoga also. Dhyana Yoga, where that yoga techniques are combined, Hatha Yoga techniques are combined in addition to this meditation and other things. So that these are all the techniques for disciplining the mind. So all these process of disciplining the mind, all these austerities, they come under the category tapas. So tapaha cha asmi tapasvishu. Among these tapasvis, among the people, ascetics, let us say, among the ascetics, I am the, that essence. What is the essence of a tapasvi? Tapas is the essence of a tapasvi. If tapas is not there, he cannot be called a tapasvi simply because he has a beard. So, this tapas is the essence. So, I am that essence among those tapasvis. So, that is what this shloka says. Then, let us see this bhashyam. Punya iti. Punyaha surabhir gandhaha. Pruthivyam cha aham tasmin mayi gandhabhute pruthivi prota. So this punyaha surabhihi, this punya we know, these two words papa and punya we know. Papa is bad, say demerit, punya is a merit, a spiritual merit which you acquire by doing some good deeds. Here, of course, we are not referring to that, directly not referring to that, though Shankaracharya, he is also saying punyatvam gandhasya swabhavatah, he is also referring to that. So, generally, it is used in a slightly metaphorical sense to refer to some pure sanctifying that gandha. Then, punyaha surabhihi gandhaha. Surabhi also means fragrance. Surabhi means fragrance. Surabhihi gandhaha. Pruthivyam cha aham. I am that fragrance in the earth. Then tasmin mayi gandhabhute, in me, who I am that gandham, who I am that gandha tanmatra in me, pruthivi prota. Pruthivi, that means earth, is inhering in me, who is the essence of that pruthivi. That essence of pruthivi is me, the essence of fire is me, essence of water is me, essence of air is me, all these things, that is what he is referring to, all these tanmatras. Pruthivi prota. Then punyatvam gandhasya swabhavata eva pruthivyam darshitam abadishu rasadehe punyatva upalakshanartham. Punyatvam gandhasya swabhavata eva darshitam. So this punyatvam, what Shankaracharya says is, pruthivyam, in the pruthivi, this punyatvam, that is being pure, being auspicious, being sanctifying, so that sort of thing, that sacred nature, let us say, that sacred nature of, say, the earth's fragrance, that is swabhavata eva. It is by its very nature. By its very nature, earth is really giving very good fragrance. Of course, we also feel, we also smell that earth's smell, particularly when it rains. When it rains freshly after some hot summer, then not only among hot summer, whenever it rains, we can see that fragrance of the earth. So that is that punya gandham, punyatvam gandhasya swabhavada eva pruthivyam darshitam. By nature, it is actually shown, this which is shown as its very nature, this punyatvam which is shown as its very nature, it is shown so in order to indicate the same punyatvam in abadishu. Abadishu means in water and all other things. In water and all other things, this punyatvam is seen. In fact, water water is a purifier. Water actually is a purifier. Prithvi also is a purifier. Prithvi, you see, when there is no water in desert, say what can people do? There is what is called Prithvi Mrut Snanam, Mrittika Snanam. Mrittika Snanam you must have heard. So suppose we have travelled over a long distance and then the body is sweating, and then say there Mrittika Snanam, you have to apply this Mrittika. Mrittika means say soil from the ground, and then you have to say do this, rub the body. So thereby the body gets pured. Then water we know water is a purifier. Then fire is called a pavaka. Fire is called a pavaka, that is purifier. Pava dhatu, that is actually pure and pava must be cognate words. That pavaka. Fire is, that is why say in every, if you want to purify anything, say you put it in fire. Then air, we also know that it is also a purifier. Whatever, if there is some small bad smell here, then you open the windows and then all this fresh air comes and then it goes. So that is also called pavani. So that is why Pavana is again a purifier. Pavaka is again fire. Pavana is air. So Pavana's son is Pavani. That Hanuman is the Pavana's son. So Pavani. So all these elements are supposed to be pure. So that is why they are called Punya. And this Punyatvam, which is specifically mentioned in the case of Prithvi, is an Upalakshanam. Upalakshanartham means it is to suggest the same Punyatvam in all other elements. So that is what he says. Punyatvam Prithivyam Darshitam Abadishu Rasadehe Punyatva Upalakshanartham. In water, whatever that rasam is there, that rasam also is punya. Then in fire, whatever that rasam is there, that is also punya. That fire tanmatra, that is also punya. All these things are pavaka. All these things are purifying in nature. Earth is purifying in nature, fire is purifying in nature, water is purifying in nature, and then again similarly air and sky, space. All these things are purifying in nature. So that is what he means. Sky is Shabda Tanmatra, the pure Shabdas only and not the impure Shabdas. We have to visualize like that. We have to think, we have to visualize as to how pure sky also can be purifying. So,
like this Veda mantra we are purifying.
Yeah, maybe. Punyatu Upalakshanartham. Here what Shankaracharya says is all this rasam, that is the tanmatra of all these five elements, are basically purifying in nature. Punyatvam is darshitam there. That Prithvi tanmatra, Apas tanmatra, etc. Then Apunyatvam tu Gandhadinam Avidya Adharmadhyapeksham Apeksham Samsarinam Bhuta Vishesha Samsarga Nimittam Bhavati. So here the question what you asked, that is being told here. All this apunyatvam, when you say that earth is pure, water is purifying, and then air is purifying and all that, how is it that you have got so much of say bad smell someplace? Bad smell is there, then earth is giving some bad smell, then water also is impure in some place, then again similarly from fire can be impure in some other place. So how is it? Apunyatvam to Gandhadinam, this apunyatvam, if at all it is apunya, if at all it is not benevolent to the beings, if at all it is not purifying in the for say beings, then it is because of avidya adharmadhyapeksham samsarinam. Samsarinam avidya adharmadhyapeksham. That is, it depends on the avidya and adharma. Because of adharma, you have to reap the consequences of your adharma. Reap the consequences means your karma phala. But it is your karma phala that you are getting some bad smell in a particular place. It is your karma phala that you are having some Bhopal gas tragedy. It is the karma phala that it is something happening some other place. Or you are living on the banks of river Mosi in Hyderabad. That is the karma phala. So it is not natural to the earth, but it is something because of the Bhuta Vishesha Samsarga Nimittam. this bhuta, several say elements are coming together, and then that is producing that bad smell or bad say situation. That bad situation in the elements is brought about by this bhuta vishesha samsarga, by the combination of elements because of our own say adharmadhyapeksham, adharma karmadhyapeksham. That's all. That is, it depends on, it is because of the result of your adharma karma. So that is what is the meaning here. Apunyatvam tu gandhadinam. This gandhadinam apunyatvam means, you understood the word, the sentence? This apunyatvam or inauspiciousness or impurity or say that sort of not being benevolent, etc. That is only because of your means samsarinam, of these samsaris. Avidya adharmadhyapeksham. It is dependent on, or it is due to the avidya akarma, adharma karma. That is because of the bad deeds of these people that they say are exposed to all these things, and then that is because of that bhuta vishesha samsarga. Bhuta vishesha, that is all different elements coming together in different ways and then producing such bad situation. So that is what it means. Then tejo diptihi cha asmi vibhavasau agnau. Okay. So Deepti means that brightness. Tejaha Deeptischasmi vibhavasau. Teja actually gives different meanings in different contexts, but here Deepti, that prakasha, then that light and heat, dahana prakashana samarthyam. Deeptischasmi vibhavasau agnau. In fire, Tejaha, that brilliance, that say that brightness and also warmth, that is, I am that. Tatha जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु येन जीवन्ति सर्वाणि भूतानि तत् जीवनम्. Okay, जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु. What is जीवनम्? येन जीवन्ति सर्वाणि भूतानि. That by which all beings they survive. That is called जीवनम्. So that say that jiva means actually prana dharane. That prana dharana, that prana which is there in all the beings, that prana is me only. So, tad jivanam sarva bhuteshu means, I am that prana which is there in all the beings. Pra plus ana, that also is another that prana, the word prana is pra plus ana. Ana is life, that life force is called ana. The word animal is also related to that. Ana, animal. So, that prana dharana is because of me. Then, Tapaschasmi tapasvishu tasmins tapasi mayi tapasvinaha protaha. So tapaschasmi tapasvishu, among those tapasvis, among those ascetics who are doing all these austerities, I am that spirit of austerity, tapaha, that spirit of austerity, that tapas, that is me. That essence of that ascetic is that spirit of austerity only. That is me, and in that, in me, tasmins tapasi mayi tapasvinaha protaha. In that spirit of austerity, all these people are inhering. All these people are integrally becoming part of that. Tapasvinaha protaha. That prota is everywhere. That prota is to be taken in a metaphorical way. That karane karyasya protatvam. So in the karana, that is whatever is the cause, karyam is protam. Karyam is woven. So karyam is inherent in that karanam. So in that metaphorical sense we have to take it. Karane karyasya protatvam. In the cause, whatever is the cause, the karyam, that is the effect, is integrally there or inherently there. So that is it. Then, okay, next shloka let us read. So in this shloka, Mayi sarvamidam purotam punyo gandhaha. Okay. So this apunyatvam or unpleasant odor, this I explained, it is due to the bad karma of these people. Okay. Then let us see the next shloka. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam Vidhi partha sanatanam Buddhir buddhimatamasmi Tejas tejasvinamaham. So these 5 elements have been covered in the earlier 2 shlokas. Prithvi, Apas, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha have been covered. Now he is going to say the excellent aspect in human nature. Whatever is the excellence in human nature, he is referring to that. And before that he says, Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam Vidhi. I am that Bijam. Bijam means seed. Seed. Sarvabhutanam Bijam Mam Vidhi. And what is that Bijam? Sanatanam Bijam. Sarvabhutanam Sanatanam Bijam Mam Vidhi. So that is the connection. Sanatanam Bijam is, what is that Sanatanam Bijam? That Anadi Maya. Because we should remember that Brahman is not the direct say Bijam for all these things. Only Maya Dvarena. Through that medium called Maya, through that interface called Maya only, Brahman is the cause. So this Sanatanam Bijam is Anadi Maya, which is not different from me. Because that Maya is Vastutaha, Karanam is Maya. Vastutaha means in reality. In reality, Karanam is Maya. But remotely, because the Maya is something which is dependent on Brahman, we are saying that Brahman is the Karanam. So Sanatanam Bijam, that say Sanatana, we know Sanatana is Sadatana, Sanatana, that is eternal. That which is in this particular context, that is Anadi. That's old, Anadi Maya. So that is the Bijam Sarva Bhutanam, for all the beings. That Avyakrutam Maya is the actual Bijam, because this Chinmatra is something, Chit is something that does not undergo any change. That Chinmatra Brahma, he is called Asthulam, Ananu, so he is not gross, and that is grossness and subtleness, all those comparisons, they are not there in him, Asthulam, Ananu, so that is how it goes on. So that Chinmatra Brahma is something beyond all these things, so that is why Avyakrutam. In fact, Madhusudana Saraswati also says here, Tad Avyakrutakhyam Sarva Bijam Mam Vidhi, he says. Avyakrutakhyam Sarva Bijam Mameva Vidhi. You realize that Avyakrutakhyam Bijam. Avyakrutam is that unmanifested. Unmanifested means that Maya. That Bijam is me only, because that Maya is something which is manifesting on Brahman. So Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam. Hey Partha, that good old Maya is the seed for all the bhutas, all the bhutas. Then he comes to the excellence in human nature, that is Buddhihi Buddhimatam Asmi. Buddhimatam is among the people who are say brilliant. Buddhiman is the word. Buddhimatam is Shashti Bahuvachanam. Among the people, say in the people who are say this Buddhima, say the brilliant people, in the brilliant people, I am that Buddhi. Buddhi means not normal Antahkarana, because normal Antahkarana is there in everybody. Here some special type of Buddhi, which is the capacity to do this Viveka, that Viveka Buddhi. That is what we are going to see in Bhashyam. Not normal Antahkarana, because Antahkarana is there in every being. But here a special capacity to analyze, special capacity for that Viveka, discrimination, that type of Buddhi. Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi. Then Tejasvinamaham. Tejasvi. We know this word Tejasvi. What is Tejasvi? Tejaha. Teja does not mean this here earlier sloka we saw, this Tejas Jasmi Vibhavas of in fire, that light and all that thing. That Teja, that Teja is different. Here that Teja is some brilliance in character, not that light, that brilliance in character. Then that strength of character, whatever you say, that strength of character, brilliance of character, and that uprightness and all other strong points in a human being. All those points, they are called the Teja. Tejasvi, we refer to a person who is really very forceful, very assertive, very upright, honest. So all these things, they combine to combinedly or jointly, they are called Tejas in a particular person. So Tejaha Tejasvinam Aham. Tejasvinam, among those Tejasvis, I am that brilliance in character. I am that uprightness. I am that strength in character. So that is the meaning. Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi. Aham Buddhimatam Buddhi Asmi. Is the shloka clear?
Yes.
Let us read this Bhashyam. Bijam Praroha Karanam Mam Vidhi Sarvabhutanam
Sarvabhutanam.
He Partha,
He Partha.
Sanatanam Chirantanam.
Sanatanam Chirantanam.
So Bijam, Praroha Karanam. Praroha means sprouting. Praroha means sprouting. The Karanam for sprouting, the cause of sprouting. That is what is called Bija. Seed is basically what is that? That is the seed, Karanam for sprouting. Mam Vidhi means you know me to be that. Then Sarva Bhutanam, of all the beings, you know that I am the Bijam. He Partha, Sanatanam Chirantanam. What type of Bijam is that? That Sanatanam Bijam, Chirantanam, that which is there for a long, long, long time, that Anadi Maya. Then Kimcha,
Kincha.
Buddhihi Viveka Shaktihi Antahkaranasya,
Buddhihi Viveka Shaktihi Antahkaranasya.
Buddhimatam
Buddhimatam.
Viveka Shaktimatam Asmi.
Viveka Shaktimatam Asmi.
So Buddhimatam, he says, Viveka Shaktimatam. That Viveka Shakti, that ability to discriminate, ability to think, ability to analyze and discriminate. So that is Viveka. So that Vivekavatam, Vivekavan, like Buddhiman, Vivekavan. Shashti Bahuvachanam is Vivekamatam. Say Viveka Shakti Matam. Vivekavatam or Viveka Shakti Matam. So this is, I am that Shakti. What type of Shakti? Viveka Shakti. That Viveka Shakti, Antahkaranasya, that capacity to analyze among those brilliant men. Then Tejaha Pragalbhyam,
Tejaha Pragalbhyam.
Tadvatam Tejasvinam Aham.
Tadvatam Tejasvinam Aham.
So Tejaha Pragalbhyam. This Pragalbha also is another word which is the same as Teja. Pragalbha is somebody who is haughty, very assertive, very self-confident. So that self-confidence, all that element of self-confidence and aggressive, not aggressiveness in a negative sense, aggressiveness in a positive sense, self-confidence, all those things are combined in this word Pragalbhyam. Pragalbha, a person is Pragalbha Vak, we say. Pragalbha Vak means one who is very assertively speaking, very not proud or arrogant. It is not arrogance, it is quite assertive, very confident, self-confident, not haughty in a negative sense but in a positive sense. So this is what is called Pragalbhyam. So this Pragalbhyam, Tejaha Pragalbhyam, Tadvatam Tejasvinam Aham. Aham Tejasvinam, among those people who are brilliant, bright, upright and say assertive and self-confident, I am that element of self-confidence. So he is referring to, he has switched over from all these tanmatras to the brilliance in character. Then also in the same, another shloka also goes in the same way, same vein. This shloka is clear?
Yes.
This shloka is very simple, what we read now. Then let us go to the next shloka. Balam balavatam asmi.
Balam balavatam asmi.
Kamaraga vivarjitam.
Kamaraga vivarjitam.
Dharma viruddho bhuteshu.
Dharma viruddho bhuteshu.
Kamosmi bharatashabha.
Kamosmi bharatashabha.
So this balam, then dharma viruddha kamam. These two things are mentioned here. What type of balam is me and what type of kama is me. So balam, what is balam? Balam is strength of character. It can be physical strength, it can be strength of character. Then balavatam, among the people who have this balam, balavan is the word, balavatam is Shashti Bahuvachanam. Balavatam is among the people who are these balavans, let us say, I am that balam, I am the strength in those people. Then what type of balam? Kama raga vivarjitam. Kama is the desire for getting something. Then raga is attachment to that. These two things. So these two things are not there. Balam is there, then kama and raga, they are not there. Usually a strong man would like to acquire more and more. It is the weakness of a strong man to indulge in all these things. Let us say it is the weakness of a strong man. The weakness of a strong man is to indulge in kama, krodha, raga and all these things. He wants to go and drag somebody's say wife or grab somebody's property. So that is what is kama. Then raga, attachment. So that is what is the characteristic of a balavan. But then here this balam is something which has been properly seasoned or properly modulated by sattva guna. Balam characterized by sattva guna. In fact, the commentator, this Madhusudana Saraswati, gives a very beautiful description of all these things. Unfortunately, we are not reading that Bhashyam. And in fact, if we read that too, it will be very good. Balam, okay, it is somewhere there. Okay, this Balam, Balavatam Asmi, Kama Raga Vivarjitam. This is born out of this Sattva Guna, and then Balam, which is Kama Raga Vivarjitam, then how is it used? It is used in a positive sense. It is used to oppose adharma. Balam, in a good man, it is used to oppose adharma only, isn't it? There is a Sattvika Balam, there is a Tamasa Balam. So this Sattvika Balam is there to oppose this Tamasa Balam. Devas are also there, Rakshasa are also there. So this Balam of the Devas is basically used to vanquish the Rakshasas only. So this type of thing which you have to see. Ability to oppose evil, ability to oppose adharma. So that thing is, that type of Balam is me. Then Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Kama, and what type of kama is me? Then in fact in the first line also we can see one, I just recall one shloka, Balam. So suppose a very strong man is there and he is not able to resist evil which is happening. So there Mahabharata, it says that even such people, they are also culpable. People who are capable of preventing evil and still they are not preventing evil, they are also culpable. They are also, they should be punished like the evil doers. So this shloka is actually told by Lord Krishna when he goes for the Trayabara, when he goes to that Pandava, this Kaurava's court. He says, Yatra dharmo hyadharmena satyam yatra anrutena cha hanyate prekshamananam hatas tatra sabhasadaha. That is, yatra dharmo hyadharmena, where dharma is being assaulted by adharma. Satyam yatra anrutena cha, where truth is being assaulted or massacred by asatya, untruth. When truth is being massacred by untruth, then satyam yatra anrutena cha hanyate prekshamananam, where it is being hurt like that, where it is being assaulted like that, prekshamananam hatas tatra sabhasadaha. If you are simply an onlooker, you are also punishable. If you are capable of rectifying it and then if you are not still doing it, then you are also culpable. You will also be punished by dharma. That wheel of dharma will crush you also. So that is what he says. There is another shloka following that, Dharma yetan arujati yatha anadya anukulajan. Krishna goes on like that in that passage, where this strength of character is shown. And he is referring to Bhishma, Drona and all these big people in Kaurava Sabha, who kept quiet when Draupadi was being disrobed. When Draupadi was being disrobed by this Dushyasana, all these people, they just closed their eyes and then remained silent. They could not say anything. So, referring to all of them, Lord Krishna says, you will also be crushed. So, that is what he says. So, like that, Balam Balavatam Asmi Kamaraga Vivarjitam. So, the strength is there to prevent the occurrence of evil. That is what we have also seen. Loka Sangraha. Why does a Jnani do karma? Jnani does karma for Loka Sangraha. So, for ensuring social harmony. So, that sort of karma he does. Then the next line here is Dharma Aviruddhaha Kamaha Asmi. Bhuteshu. Bhuteshu means among the beings. Dharma Aviruddhaha Kamaha. Dharma Aviruddha means that which is not opposed to dharma. A kama which is not opposed to dharma. A desire which is not opposed to dharma. A desire which is in consonance with dharma. In consonance with social order. So that is why Dharma Shastra, he gives so many orders. Do not do this, do not do this, do not steal, do not grab somebody's property, do not grab somebody's wife. All these things, do's and don'ts, these commandments like 10 commandments, all this is passage of Dharma. But then people who do not want to recognize Dharma, they say that Dharma is born out of weakness. People say. In fact, there are certain schools of philosophy and there are certain people who have told that also. For example, in Western philosophy, there is a philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche. This Friedrich Nietzsche, his theory is that all morality is born out of weakness. All morality is because of weak people. These weak people, in order to protect themselves, they created this morality So there is no need for following this morality. So this man became a guru for Hitler, it seems. This Nietzsche, of course, did not directly become a guru. This Nietzsche was the role model, or Nietzsche's philosophy was supposed to have been followed by Hitler when he followed that, his conquests, and then the way he eliminated lot many people, and that genocide and all those things. They were all done because of this thing. So this dharma viruddha kamaha. This dharma is not, or it is not originated by weakness. Dharma is a divine order. Dharma is not because of some rishis, some weaklings, they created this dharma. Dharma is a universal order. Actually, what is the meaning of dharma as we see in Kathopanishad? Kathopanishad, dharma means yama. Another name for yama is dharma. Of course, in Bharata there is again some confusion whether the Dharmaraja whom we see in Mahabharata, whether he is the son of Lord Yama, or whether there is another deity called Dharma, some personification of Dharma as we call it. Whether there is any other deity, there is a slight difference of opinion, because some scholars, including my guru Pullal Ramachandrudu, he feels that Dharma is a different deity, and then Lord Yama is a different deity. That is what some people say. Anyway, that is not relevant here. This kama, that is desire, which is in consonance with dharma, that is in consonance with social harmony. So that is what is me. Because there are these four purusharthas, that is dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Dharma is, the first thing is dharma. And the human needs are many. The human needs are artha and kama. Basically, artha and kama, all human needs come into this thing. Artha is wealth. You require some material wealth in order to attain some happiness. Kama is using this artha in order to fulfill your desires. So that is this kama. Then these two are located in between dharma and moksha. So the very structure says that dharma has to be followed. Through dharma only you have to achieve artha and kama. Whatever kama is there, it should be in accordance with dharma. Whatever artha you get, it should be in accordance with dharma. So that is what it is. In Mahabharata, the sage Vyasa also says, Urdhva bahuhu riraumyesha nahi kaschit shrunoti mam. He says, I am just raising my hands and then roaring. Urdhva bahu means I am just raising my hands and roaring. Riraumi. Riraumi means roaring. Riraumi, roaring. I am roaring, or rather crying or shouting aloud that, but nobody is listening to me. What nahi kaschit shrunoti mam. What is he shouting? Dharma arthasya kamasya. You have to get dharma, artha and kama through the process of dharma. So that is what he has been shouting. Urdhvabahu, he has been shouting, but nobody is listening to him. That is what sage Vyasa says. So like that, this kamaha asmi bharatarshava. So this kama, in fact, moksha kama also is a kama. Desire for some liberation, desire for moksha is also a kama, isn't it? So a man can be a moksha kami. Let him be an artha kami, kama kami, but in accordance with dharma. But ultimately he has to be a moksha kami. So that is why that four purusharthas, the topmost purushartha, that ultimate purushartha is moksha. So let us see the bhashyam. Is the shloka clear?
Yes.
Balam iti. Balam samarthyam. Ojaha. Balavatam aham. So among these balavans, balavatam, among the people who are strong, I am this balam samarthyam. Samarthyam is capability. Then ojaha. Oja is also same thing. Oja is energy. Oja is energy, that's ability, energy. Then balavatam aham. Tacha balam. Kama raga vivarjitam. Kamasya ragasya kama ragau. Kamaha trushna. Asannikrushteshu vishayeshu. Rago ranjana. Prapteshu vishayeshu. Tabhyam kamaragabhyam. Vivarjitam. Dehadi dharana matrartham. Balam aham asmi.
balam ahamasmi.
Natu yat samsarinam
Natu yat samsarina.
Trishna raga karanam.
Krishna raga karanam.
Okay, this is a fairly long sentence. So, balam samarthyam ojaha balavatam aham. Tacha balam is that particular balam. Kama raga vivarjitam. That is which is devoid of kama and raga. Vivarjitam is devoid of. Then kamaha ragasya. What is this kama and raga? He is defining all those things. Kamasya ragasya kama ragavu. Then kamaha, what is kama? Trishna asannikushteshu vishayeshu. Asannikrushta vishaya. That thing which is not available with you, thing which is far away from you, thing is it's something which is not with you right now. Asannikrušteshu. Actually, the literal meaning of asannikrushta is that which is not sannikrushta, that which is not near. We can also say that which is unattained, that which is not available with you right now. So, in those things, desire. Trishna means desire. Kamaha trishna asannikrušteshu vishayeshu. Then ragaha ranjana prapteshu vishayeshu. Ragaha means once you acquire it, then you develop attachment for that. So, ragaha, that is you develop attachment for that. Then here again this gentleman Madhusudana Saraswati has written a beautiful comment. Some Kamaraga, let me locate it, I will read it. So and so. Okay, he says Kama and Raga. What he says is Praptikarana abhavepi prapyatamiti agityakara chittavrutti visheshaha kamaha. So kama, what is kama? Kama is also a modification of this mind, chittavrutti. What type of chittavrutti is there? Though you don't have the means of acquiring a thing, you still want to acquire it. Though you don't have a need to acquire a thing, you still want to acquire it. So that is kama. Ambition, trying to get more and more, trying to be more acquisitive. So that is kama. Then raga is kshayakarane satyapi nakshiyatam. Then though something is okay, you have to give up certain things by suppose old age. Though you are becoming old, you don't want to give up certain things. Nakshiyatam. No, let it not go, let it not go. I will still hold on to that. I will still do something to have those pleasures. So this type of thing is raga. So he gives a beautiful interpretation for this kama and raga, where you don't have any means to acquire, you want to acquire. Then where there is a natural need to give up, even then you don't want to give up, you still cling on to that and then do all efforts to enjoy those things. So that is the meaning of kama and raga. Then asannikushteshu vishayeshu. Then ragaha ranjana prapteshu vishayeshu. Ranjana means that attachment. Ranjana. Ragam actually means, you know what is raga, the meaning of raga is coloring. Ranjanam. Ranjanam actually means coloring. So you get that actually it is as though you get pasted to that, or that thing gets pasted on you. So it is like that. Ranjana. You get attached to that. Prapteshu vishayeshu. Tabhyam kamaragabhyam vivarjitam. Vivarjitam means that which is devoid of this kama and raga. Then dehadi dharana matrartham. Of course, Shankaracharya is very, very conservative here regarding this balam. So he says dehadi dharana matrartham. This balam is strength which is just enough for maintaining the body, for conduct of the body. So of course he is very, very conservative here. Though of course some other commentators, they have said the ability to oppose evil. So that sort of thing. That is a more appealing to something which is appealing to us. But then Shankaracharya says that it is dehadi dharana matrartham. Just enough strength in the body which is just enough for you to conduct your daily activities. So that is what he says. Dehadi dharana matrartham. Deha dharana matra. So just to maintain the body. Then balam asmi natu yat samsarinam trishna raga karanam. So trishna raga karanam. Any type of any excess strength will lead you to this trishna and raga. So that is what he says. Kincha
Kincha
dharma viruddha
Dharma Viruddha
dharmena shastrarthena aviruddha
Dharmena Shastrarthena Aviruddha
yaha pranishu bhuteshu
Yaha Pranishu Bhuteshu
kamaha
Kamaha
yatha dehadharana matradyarthaha
Yaha
yatha
Yatha Dehadharana Matradyarthaha
ashanapanadi vishayaha
Ashanapanadi Vishayaha
kamosmi
Kamosmi
he bharatarshabha.
He Bharatarshabha.
So here again, balam of course he said dehadi dharana matrartham. Then again, kama also he is saying only dehadi dharana matrartham. Kincha, moreover, dharma aviruddhaha. Dharma he is also referring to shastrartha. Shastra. Dharmena shastrarthena aviruddhaha. That which is not opposed to this shastrartha. Dharma means dharma shastra. That is the all these dharma shastras which we have, this code of conduct, all this Manu's code of conduct, somebody else's Parashara Smriti and all these Smritis which are the codes of conduct which have been handed over. So this dharma shastra aviruddhaha yaha pranishu bhuteshu. Bhuteshu means among the beings, whatever kama, the desire is there. And what type of desire is that? Dehadharana matradyarthaha ashana panadi vishayaha. So your kama or desire should be limited to this ashana pana. This, for maintenance of the body, you have to eat something, you have to just take some water. So that is why Shankaracharya says bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. That is, there are some famous shlokas where he prescribes certain things. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. That sequence, in that sequence he says bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. This bhiksha means that the sannyasis, they just go out and then whether it is a brahmachari or a sannyasi, they go out for bhikshatana. They go out as mendicants and then say accept alms from all people. So that bhiksha also should be taken as aushadham. Aushadham means medicine. So this shuddvyadhischa chikitsyatam. Shuddvyadhi. This hunger is supposed to be a vyadhi. It is supposed to be a disease. And that disease has to be cured by taking this bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. So you have to take this bhiksha as a sort of medicine. So to that extent, our ascetic practices went on. In olden days, we think that all these, these Swamijis, they dominated the society and all that. They dominated the society by being pure ascetics. Dominated in the sense, their words were honored, they were respected. They did not wield power in a raw sense. They wielded power only from the spiritual point of view. They wielded because Shankaracharya and all other acharyas lived like that, the whole society respected them. So, bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. So, this man, till recently we had some such Swamijis. Till recently, have you heard about one Karapatra Swami? Karapatra Swami was there alive only about 30-40 years ago. Karapatra Swami is some North Indian Swami who stayed somewhere in Rishikesh or so. Every day, his food was only one morsel of food. One morsel. Karapatra. Karapatra means the hand itself is the patra, hand itself is the vessel. So he takes one morsel of food and then that one morsel of food is for the whole day. And next day he takes another morsel. So that Karapatra Swami lived like that for quite some time. Wrote lot many books on Vedanta. Karapatra Swami is a very great commentator on Vedanta. So till recently we had people like that. So that is what we have to see here. Dehadharana nimittam. Where is it? Pranishu bhuteshu dehadharana matradyarthaha ashana panadi vishayaha. Ashana panadi vishayaha. Ashanam means eating. Ashana is food. Pana is drink. This food and drink should be limited to the extent of dehadharana, to the extent of maintenance of the body. So to that ashana panadi vishaya kamaha asmi. So that type of kama is me. He Bharatarshabha. So this 11th shloka is over here. If the time is over, we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.